This is NDTV, and you're watching Classics.
This week, India Inc. brings you the story of a farmer's son from Haryana who refused to accept the ordinariness of his life and went on to make it the stuff of dreams. It's the story of Prakash Jindal, and here in this house in the village of Nalwa in Haryana is where his story begins. Behind me in that room over there is where he was born.
My father grew up in a village called Nalwa, which is our ancestral home, and from there in the villages, there was a drought, so they went to Calcutta. And there, my father was from childhood was very keen in engineering and repairing tractors, and he grew up looking at machines. So while in Calcutta, he saw this pipe being imported from England, and he felt that why such a simple thing should be imported. So he thought that we should one day make such a pipe. So they started buying the rejected pipes and repairing them and selling in the market. And gradually he went on backward integration to make the pipes themselves.
And it was your father and his two brothers?
His four brothers. There were 5 brothers total.
But he's the one who actually started it?
No, I think to be fair to all of them, they were all together. Each one possessed a different technique or different qualification, different expertise in the business. And they all 5 together worked as a cohesive team. The eldest one was expert in marketing. My second uncle from the top, he was very fine finance person, finance and accounts. My father was God-gifted for technology. So he was an engineer in the family. The fourth brother was very good in public relations and in government offices and getting the licensing with the government and getting the licenses and all. And the fifth brother, of course, was very young, so he did not do much. They started business in Calcutta. Then they decided immediately after 2-3 years to come back. And here they set up the large first factory actually.
And that was a tube factory?
That's a tube factory which is called Jindal Industries. Absolutely the top brand and gets premium for any other tubes which are made in the country.
To this day?
Till this day, yeah. So he was not a very educated person, but he was very enlightened. He was very, very, very knowledgeable. He had great amount of capability of absorbing things. He would travel abroad in the steel plants or various industry. He would see a machine. He will design the whole machine in his brain. Come back to India, put it explain to his engineers, who will then go to the drawing board and draw the whole machine. And then he will confirm that yes, and then they will make the machine, and then the machine would perform extremely well.
Prakash Jindal's 4 sons remain in awe of their father and accept that they have merely expanded on an empire that he built.
I never had the courage that, okay, I'll file a case against the commissioner, I'll file a case against the government of India. But it was seeing him, because he always used to say, He said, a coward dies many times a day. A brave person dies only once. And I've always seen him fight with chief ministers for the right thing. And he succeeding also. And he used to say that when you fight for the right cause, then everybody, people also help you, God helps you. So I've been very, very influenced by him. He was very, very courageous, like never say die attitude.
He was a very simpleton person, very in his eating habits, in clothings, in his lifestyle was very, I would say, very close to the villagers. Very simple, and never, in fact, he never spent any money on himself. See, he taught us. I mean, of course, he used to do it himself. He would always be there before the first, start of the factory. Usually the first shift would come at typically 8 o'clock in the morning, and he was always there well before them.
At the factory? In
the factory. I mean, we used to stay in the factory to start with, but he was always away from the house.
He was, the most important thing which he told us was not to speculate in anything. He was deadly against, anybody dealing with share market as such, as a, speculation in our own companies or otherwise. And he was very, very, very honest to the core. And he was very far-sighted person. He said if you cheat somebody for something or, for a small benefit, you can lose your reputation, which will be a big, big loss to you. You may gain few thousand rupees or few lakh rupees, but what you will lose is your reputation, and reputation is something where you can build really an empire. And I think all brothers and the whole family, we really respect his ethos, and and that has been a very big plus point with us.
How did he manage? Because in those days, enterprise was not encouraged, and in that socialist atmosphere, it was very difficult for businessmen to survive. How did he manage?
No, I think in '72 he went through extremely difficult times, because when he wanted to build this factory in Hisar, he wanted to expand it, and those were the days of quotas and licenses, and if you produced more than what you have been asked for, then you are penalized. So it was a very, very difficult time. But my father, because he was technically very sound, he would build plants at very low cost, and then we would produce. So yeah, I guess they went through a very difficult time at that in those years.